What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Future Knight Eric here. It is pretty much midnight of the day that we played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Johannesburg South African Open at Comic Con Africa. Pretty big tournament. We had 60 players, not as big as I was hoping for, to be honest. It was pretty late notice to get it started, that's just being honest. We had a capacity of 128, which would have been insane, and it's disappointing that if we just tagged the word YCS onto it, we would have got an immense amount of overseas support. But either way, it was a pretty big event, arguably one of the biggest in South Africa, technically by status. And I played today, and I actually topped. I came 6th place. It was a pretty great day. Got to see a lot of friends, and one of my good friends, Henko, actually won the entire event, winning the first Open and getting a trophy and whatnot. So huge shout outs to him. Day went pretty smoothly. I'm just going to do matchups. This video is probably going to be quick. It's Labrynth. I don't play anything else. I don't know how to play anything else. Round 1 was Unchained. Deck is built to beat that. Took that 2-0. Round 2 was Sword Soul. Deck's been power crept 2-0. Round 3 was Cash Terror 2-0. Round 4 was Cash Terror against my good friend Cam 2-0. Didn't brick the whole day. Was playing through Harpies, Evenly's craziness, and then we got to round 5 against Henko, and I bricked both games. Game 1, my brick wasn't bad, but it was bad, and then game 2, I drew Clock, Lovely, Anti-Spell, Judgment, and Lady, and I'm like, cool, this loses to anything, and it did. I flipped Anti-Spell. I didn't have any spells. Judgment said the tour guide. He set a card and popped it, and just killed me. And then finals was against Heroes. I didn't draw Engine for 6 turns, and by 6 turns I mean 6 of my turns. I had Gozen and Skill Drain up, and I was able to play through 6 turns, and he poked me to death. Yeah, it was rough. Going 4 and then dropping 2 matches was rough. But luckily, those 2 matches I dropped were really high tiebreakers, so I ended up coming 6th. Not much else to say. Huge shout outs to Martin behind the camera who's recording. My team based cooking. One of our other team members came top 8. Kieran, he came 8th, branded. Henko for coming 1st. Pranesh, Byron, everyone who supported. Philip, Herbert, who came 9th, unfortunately. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the deck profile. This should be pretty quick. Everybody kind of knows. We're playing 3 ladies still. In the trap version, you need to see Engine, so we're still just playing the 3. You need to see Engine. I actually did, at one point in testing, cut a lady and play Ariane, but Ariane in your opponent's turn does nothing. We need to see Engine, so you have to play all of these. You play the brick, we play the other brick, but you have to play them. Not much to say. This is pretty standard. We now play a new FTK against Unchained. They can't pop their own cards, which is absurd, and then you just cook them in end phase with this and setting Karma Cannons and setting big welcomes, whatever you need. Yeah, this card is now a staple in the next format just because of Unchained. If Unchained even exists anymore, because Cash Terror is dead. I decided to play 3 nibs, and this is definitely, I'd say, one of the best changes I made. So I cut the Sphere Modes and I cut the Lava Golems, because I just didn't want anything to ever interfere with the normal, because if you don't see Engine, you just lose. This card went in like the whole day. It was crazy against Sword Soul, against Unchained. You wait until they have the 2 6s, you drop this, it's very hard to keep playing. Their board at the end on is subpar against set 5, so this was crazy, like the best choice ever. Shout outs to Herbert for telling me to play this. Going 1st and going 2nd. It's such a good card. Just to have, it's just that extra security if they do blow out your back row. Obviously, we're not playing Furniture. This is all the monsters. Furniture is terrible. Into Arise, Cash Terror is still legal for this event. And I think with the new Labrynth card as well, I don't think we need to play Furniture. Also, I just don't like it. Spells, we're still on 3-pot. This is definitely changing, moving into the new format. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough into Pearly. It's not good enough into Unchained. It was good into Cash Terror, Normal Summoning, Super Poly Away the Rise Art. It's just not good enough anymore. It's decent for the side, but I don't think it's a main deck card. I think Evenly will become the next main deck card. And then normal traps. Big Ball comes, you need engine, you have to play maxed out. I did toy around playing 2 of this. It's bad, you have to play all of it. The best trap in the game right now, and moving forward it's even better. Book of Moon into Pearly's crazy, into Unchained is crazy. Yeah, you have to play this card at 3. We're still maining the 1D barrier because Branded and Pearly's a thing. I will never cut Compulse from this deck just because you can bounce your own stuff, so you have to play it. They didn't ban this, so we keep playing this. I don't know why they didn't ban this. When we get our new support, I'm going to be E-ratting turn 0 and debarrying turn 0 and punishment turn 0. It's going to be crazy. That's the other thing with Super Poly. You can now play punishments again, because also Rise Art is gone. I played this. This actually came up a few times today against Kashtera, and it won me every duel against them. So I started to realize why this is good. Kashtera is dead next week, so this doesn't really matter, but it's pretty decent. Still play 3 strikes, German strikes. I don't know what they do. They're in German. We play 3 skill drains. This card needs to come out. I really, every deck profile I say this. I hate this card. And then 3 goes and these stay in. This card's crazy. That's it for main deck. 42, we stay at 42 because we don't want to draw Lovely, even though when we don't want to draw Lovely close to the end of the tournament, we do. We'll go side deck because extra deck doesn't matter. 3 Lava Golem. This is just because the normal Unchained end board ends on 2 cards. Pearly usually ends on 2 cards. Kashtera, if they end on just a Rise Art, you win anyway. So when they end on the Rise Art plus the Testicle, Shangri-La, you just do that. Definitely glad I played this instead of Sphere Mode. Card's crazy. 3 Shifter. This is probably going to stay here for the next format. Shiftering Pearly and shiftering Unchained is crazy. I shifted an Unchained play and he just made like a DDD and passed. It was disgusting. So yeah, no, you play that. And then what's kind of cool is the rest of the side deck, there's no spells, it's just traps. 3 Judgments and 3 Anti-Spell. God, I bricked on these whenever I sided them in, but you need to because you just lose to Harpies. And then 3 Evenly. 3 Evenly is probably going to go in main in place of the Super Polys. This card put in work all day. I double Evenly someone. It was crazy. Against Cam, shame. Lava Golemed him. He made Utopic 0 and Fenrir. So I just Lava Golemed him and then Evenly'd him, and he had Birth and he had to keep the Birth. Oh no, he didn't keep the Birth. He kept the Judgment, and then the Judgment just killed him. It was really funny. That's it for the side. And then extra deck, we've got Super Poly targets. Actually, relatively less Super Poly targets. So we got the 2 Despia ones. Shout out Byron for the crazy Life Twin sleeves, and shout out Kavish for the crazy extra deck sleeves. Dragon Link, a Vanadium. I Super Polyed a hero player for 3 for this. And he still beat me, so I guess it doesn't matter, but you do need to play this. And this one, only 1 Guru, no punishment, so we only need the 1 and the 1 Mad Dragon. So noticeably less Super Poly targets than normal, and that's because I kind of decided I actually want to start using the extra deck, because sometimes it comes up. So for instance, Underworld Goddess is really good into like Noir and stuff like that, late games, if they manage to get to that point. I don't know, it's just good to always have. Unicorn actually won me a game against Unchained today. Shuffling back is very important. Nutcracker is a staple. Dark, because of the Unicorn and Underworld Goddess climbing. And then these actually have been coming up a lot more frequently in locals. This is kind of cool into Unchained. When you attack their monsters and they float, you can just make this and then pop the monster that they've summoned that they've already used. Because if they use all of them, you can just pop it and then now they have nothing. And then it can't trigger again. So yeah, these actually have been coming up a lot. And then because we don't want to get bleed. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the deck profile. Super quick. I think everyone knows what the deck does by now. We need our new support pretty badly. And by pretty badly, I mean not really. The deck is crazy, but with a new card, it becomes absurd. And that's pretty much it. Shoutouts done. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it's super late. I'm about to go to bed. And we'll check you in the next one.